All right, this is going to be the video for your Super Text Detective packet for this week. You have John F. Kennedy and the Space Race, biography of Sally Ride, and a story of Memorial Day. Okay, so you should have kept this Levi Strauss one from last week because your John F. Kennedy and the Space Race is on this side. Okay. All right, so remember you need to color in your crayons to start with. And orange. Okay. So, this is John F. Kennedy and the Space Race. In the mid-20th century, the United States and the Soviet Union vied for spaceflight supremacy. So they were trying to get to be the first to do it. For nearly 2 decades, the two countries competed to reach significant milestones in the space race. The Soviet Union took an early lead by launching the first satellite, Sputnik 1, and sending the first human into space, Yuri Gagarin. Not sure if that's correct, but it's pretty close. Both times, although the accomplishments were impressive, the United States was embarrassed by their rivals' technological accomplishments. Looking for an opportunity to surpass the Soviet Union, President John F. Kennedy spoke with NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, and settled on a goal. In 1962, while speaking at Rice University, which is in Houston, Kennedy announced, "We choose to go to the moon in this decade, not because it is easy, but because it is hard." The goal of landing a man on the moon in 8 short years was incredibly ambitious. By July 1969, though, NASA succeeded in sending the Apollo 2 crew to the moon. Winning the space race was important because it brought immense national pride to the United States, but also fostered incredible advances in science and technology that continually influenced the U.S. Okay, so you need your blue. Who was the first human in space? First human in space. Well, I kind of remember it was up here, and I see first human into space. That was Yuri Gagarin from the Soviet Union. Okay. Next would be yellow. What does NASA stand for? Well, I see NASA right here. Right after it, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Okay. Where, you need your red, did Kennedy speak about space in 1962? Well, here's 1962. Let's keep reading. In 1962, while speaking at Rice University. Why was it important to win the space race? Why? Okay. I remember it was kind of down here at the end. Here's something that says winning the space race. Let's keep going. Winning the space race was important because, right there, it brought immense national pride to the United States, but also fostered incredible advances in science and technology that continually influenced the United States. So it basically, when it says it fostered it, it encouraged, and they got lots of different advances in technology because they were determined to do this hard task. So it then in turn made other things get better in technology. Okay, how did the space race influence America's future? How did the space race influence America's future? All right, well, the goal of landing a man on the moon in 8 years was incredibly ambitious. Well, I would say kind of the same thing. It influenced technology advances. So both of those would be, this would basically be underlined with purple and green. Okay. When did Apollo 2 land on the moon? You need your orange. Well, here's Apollo 2. So let's go back. By July 1969, though, NASA succeeded in sending the Apollo 2 crew to the moon. So, when? July 1969. Okay? All right. The next one is the biography of Sally Ride. Color in your crayons. Okay. All right. I'm going to read the passage, and then I want you're going to answer them questions, okay? So, the biography of Sally Ride. Remember, a biography is a story about a person's life written by somebody else, okay? So, wanted astronauts. Can you imagine seeing an ad for the space program in your school newspaper? The scenario may seem unlikely, but Sally Ride saw a NASA advertisement in the Stanford student newspaper whilst attending college and deciding to apply to become an astronaut. In 1983, Ride became the first American woman in space as a crew member aboard the Space Shuttle Challenger. On this mission, and a second one the next year, Ride spent 343 hours in space. She was training to ride the Shuttle Challenger on a third spaceflight when disaster struck. Just after liftoff of a 1986 mission, the shuttle exploded, killing all the astronauts inside. Due to her shuttle expertise and her experience on the Challenger, Ride served on the committee that investigated the accident to hopefully prevent a similar tragedy from occurring again. From Sally Ride's birth on May 25th, 1951, to her death in 2012, Ride was passionate about science and engineering. This passion led her to teach and research science at universities, but also to encourage children, especially girls, to pursue science. Ride wrote children's books, but also founded the Sally Ride Science Company to support this mission. Okay. All right, so first question, who was the first American woman in space? Need your blue. Okay, yellow. About what was Ride passionate about? Passionate about. So find this word, and it may not be passionate. It just may be a passion, where they say passion in the passage. So what is she passionate about? Okay, red. Where did Ride see an ad for NASA? Where? A certain place. All right. Okay, why? You need your purple. Why was Ride chosen to investigate the disaster? Okay. All right. Somewhere in there. Okay, green. How many hours did Ride spend in space? There's a specific number of hours she spent in space. Kind of in the middle. Need your green for that question. And then lastly, your orange. When did Ride first go into space? Probably closer to the beginning of the passage. When did she first go into space? Okay. All right. Last one is Memorial Day. So go ahead and color in your crayons the correct color. Okay. All right. Memorial Day. Throughout our country's history, men and women of the armed forces have fought to protect the United States of America. In May, we remember those who died. After over 600,000 Union and Confederate soldiers died in the American Civil War, May 30th became a holiday. It was known as Decoration Day because it was customary to decorate soldiers' graves with flowers, especially in the South. In 1868, General John Logan officially called for a national annual Decoration Day, meaning it wasn't really celebrated everywhere, so they wanted it to be celebrated everywhere. After World War II, the name changed from Decoration Day to Memorial Day and began to honor all veterans who gave their lives for the United States, rather than just those who died in the Civil War. In 1968, the date was also changed from May 30th to the last Monday in May. Sometimes Veterans Day and Memorial Day are confused. Both honor men and women who have served in the military, but Memorial Day remembers those who have died while serving. On Memorial Day, citizens honor the sacrifice of fallen soldiers throughout patriotic concerts, parades, and of course, decorating military graves, especially in Washington, D.C. Okay? So, you need your blue. Who called for Decoration Day to happen yearly? Who? Meaning annually, every year by everybody. Okay. Second one, yellow. What differentiates Veterans Day and Memorial Day? So remember it said they were different. Some people get them confused, but they're different. What makes them different? Okay, you're red. Where are many military graves decorated? There's a certain place where a lot of military graves are altogether. Okay, purple. Why was the holiday called Decoration Day at first? Okay, probably closer to the beginning of the passage. You're gonna underline that answer with purple. Okay, green. How is Memorial Day celebrated? By lots of different ways. Okay, so underline that in green. That was towards the end of the story. Okay, last one, orange. When is Memorial Day celebrated now? Okay, it was May 30th, but now they changed it to the what? All right, that'll do it for this week. Hope you're having a good week.